You are listening to the Earplug Podcast Network, a Fanboys Inc. production.
If you're passionate for what you love and you're serious about it, when you see our cameras at the show, then we want to talk about it. Fair weather fans need not apply. We seek nerds that are true.
And welcome to this week's episode of the Angrygeeks show right here on your public access television station. I'm Lewis Perry. This is Jeremy Courtney. And once again, we got the one and only Jack Purcell from Marvel Comics, DC Comics, Malice and Mistletoe. What else am I missing?
Mistletoe and Malice.
Oh my God. Gotham City Sirens, Birds of Prey.
Green Arrow.
Green Arrow, of course. Batman.
That's where I was
Legends of
going
the
from.
Dark Knight. This guy's a legend in his own time. And
Actually,
according
Legends
to
of the
Jeremy...
Dark Knight, does not get enough credit. That was a good series. There are a lot of good stories were done in that. I don't care what anybody says.
What's the story of that, Jack?
I don't fucking know. Oh, we're not on the podcast anymore. Not on the podcast. Yep. And ladies and gentlemen, Jar Jar Jeremy here.
Anyway, so what's going on this week, Jack? What do you have going on?
Absolutely nothing.
We totally blow it when we do the podcast version.
Yeah,
found
'cause
on the
we've already
Earplug Podcast Network. We
blow our load?
yeah. No, Jeremy. Oh my God.
No, that's a term, right? Not
Yes.
just as in a sexual term, but
What I'm saying
it's also
when we do the podcast first, we are in podcast gear where we don't have to be
Censored?
rated PG. Yes, we're uncensored and we start
uncensored,
filming
unfiltered, and naked.
when we start filming for TV, we're totally lost.
Yeah. I gotta maybe we should do the TV first, but then I don't think I'll be unfiltered for the podcast. I might be stuck in TV mode. It'd be a difficult tightrope to walk upon.
Transitions are hard.
They are.
They're very
so are
hard.
segues.
So, what? Anyway.
Well, this week on my poll.
Yes.
Look at that segue. Huh?
There you go. This week on your poll.
Angrygeeks poll list, mind you. I've put out I'm trying to do the poll thing on the page again, like I did before.
Mm-hmm.
I used to have a whole speculator kind of thing. I do what's in my poll, what I'm hunting for, what books might be hot this week, blah, blah, blah. And for a while it was going really well, but it was a lot of work. And, I don't get paid for any of this stuff, so I kind of fell off of it. But now I'm just going to be doing a what's in your poll list, why are you picking up, what books are you really enjoying and you think other people should look at. I think it's something that needs to be talked about in the comic community instead of people just racing after every speculated book, because
It doesn't always work out well.
no, it really doesn't. I
Number ones aren't all worth anything.
No, let me tell you, East to West, man, they got me good with that one. But this week on my poll, or this past Wednesday, was Mr. Miracle 7.
Got it.
Fantastic book. I suggest everybody read that book. Tom King is killing it. I don't even know who's doing the art, though. And nobody else does. Ragman number 6. I know you're not a fan, but you're still getting it.
Yeah, I'm still getting it.
And this is the last issue.
It's not that I
Finally get to drop this.
It's not the Ragman that I fell in love with, by Pat Broderick. It's not that Ragman.
You should have him tell you a story about it.
It's not. Love you, Pat. It's not the same.
I love your wife, Pat.
It's not the same. Jeremy.
She's a nice lady.
Yeah, she is a very nice lady. It's just not the same. I mean, how do you feel about that, Jack?
When he was interviewing her, she was talking
When
my shoulder and everything. I was like, hey, woo. Go ahead.
Well done.
Yes, well done. How do you feel about that when they take a character that you fall in love with, that you just completely adore, and they change it totally? Not just for the film, but on print, on page, in a book. How do you feel about that? As a creator, as someone in the industry, how do you feel when they take a beloved character and just totally wreck it in your eyes?
Almost as annoyed as I am when they go back and change a character back to the way they were in the 80s, like putting red underwear on Superman again.
Yeah,
For no good
that's
reason.
ridiculous.
Except to try to get old fans back.
Yeah.
But,
oh, look, really doing our old stuff.
Yeah, boy, it's a Superman you know and love. Maybe you'll buy the book.
We're gonna kill him too, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
He'll be back in 3 weeks.
Like I feel like if you take a character and don't utilize any of the distinguishing characteristics that made them that character, and there's no reason to license that character to make a movie or TV show or new comic book or whatever. I mean, it's even like in the Superman versus Batman movie with Doomsday. He hardly looked like Doomsday. He looked like a troll from Lord of the Rings. So, like, why take that character and water it down or not use what made that character
For real,
who
the
they are?
Smallville Doomsday was far superior to the looks of the Batman versus Superman Doomsday. Like, it was... Like, the only thing I had a problem with then was that it was Jimmy Olsen. I was like, what the hell are you doing, turning Jimmy Olsen to Doomsday? I was like, that's a little weird.
Well, are you familiar with what I'm saying about Ragman?
Yes.
No,
I haven't read it. No, but I understand your sentiment. I'd probably
Let's
be
take
as
a
irritated
2-second
as you are.
break, and I'll be right back. We'll be right back because I'm going to show Jack some Ragman. And we're back. Jack is looking at a current issue of Ragman, and I have Volume 2, Issue 1 from the 90s, 80s rather, of Ragman. Actually, 91. Notice the difference.
Yeah, this kind of reminds me of that book that Image did, McFarlane and Capullo did. What was that?
Creech?
No, I like Creech.
Creech was good.
Creech was awesome.
I have the number 1.
No, there was another one that they did as The Haunt. Is that what it was called?
Oh, yes, The Haunt. Yes.
But this kind of reminds me of books like that, which I thought visually were cool, but I wouldn't have known this was Ragman.
No, I mean,
actually,
this is Ragman.
That's another thing
Yeah.
I want to talk to you guys about. Rob Liefeld has a deal with Netflix for his Extreme Universe.
So, like Wolverine, I mean, the guy that looks like
Yeah,
Wolverine.
the guy that looks like Wolverine, the guy that looks like Deadshot, the guy that looks like... Yeah, all those guys. I'm kind of excited because I buy out collections all the time, and I have just tons of 90s junk that nobody will ever buy. I usually just put it in as stuffer to, like, fill out the boxes, and people are like, oh, look at all the extra comics. I'm like, yeah, woo, thanks for getting them out of my house. But, like, now I'm just like, oh, I have full runs of some of these series. I'm just like, are these going to be, like... Are these actually going to become valuable? Like, if I could sell them for $1 a piece, I'd be happy.
Jack, let me ask you a question. How do you feel about speculators in comic books? Collectors opposed to speculators. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I understand why people do it. It killed the market. I mean, I don't like that about it.
No, the overpublishing killed the market. See...
Well, the overpublishing to meet the supposed demand. I mean, people not understanding the concept of supply and demand is a big part of what killed it. But even now, like, I think it really makes comics seem completely superfluous. It's like the only reason to really buy it is to get the first issue. And then after that, I mean, you see that drop traditionally is 50% or more to issue 2.
At our shop, I think probably normally on something not huge like, say, issue 1 of Oblivion Song, probably 25 issues, and they'll all sell. The next issue 2, probably get 10 and still have 8 of them sitting there on the shelf.
Well, see, like, what does that say about the readership? That's like, oh, first
I'm
issue, I'm excited. Then it's like, oh, I'm going to hold on to it because I think it's going to be valuable when it gets made into a TV or film.
Oh, that's what happens a lot.
Well, this is something that we were just, Jeremy and I were
now,
talking about.
in a way, I feel it helps sell. Like, I like that people are coming in to buy the books and that they're gone. But as a person who works in a comic shop, it's obvious now. Get a lot of the number 1s and then drop your next issue down to, like, maybe 5.
Well, see, this is what we were just talking about.
That sucks.
Sideways. We could not get issue number 1.
Yeah.
And thank you, Scott Martin, bringing got us issue number 1.
Very sad.
On my poll for
thank you, Scott, but I haven't read it yet.
On my poll for last week, Sideways issue 2 came out. I put it on there.
I didn't.
What exactly?
But I have a reason, though.
Okay,
and I haven't read issue 1. Why am I going to put issue 2 on? I don't know if it's good.
And now I have a reason for putting issue 2. Now I have issue 2 on my stack here, but I still do not have issue 1 yet until next week when Scott Martin, once again, thank you. I just in case I do like
but
issue
what if
number
you hate
1,
it?
then I spent $3 on a comic
$4.
book.
Isn't it $3.99?
No, I believe that's a $2.99 one.
Okay.
Then I spent $3 on a book that I'll still read. maybe I will like it after issue number 2. But the reason why...
You're probably right, because usually I will last a full arc before I drop stuff.
I was
Except
extremely...
for if it's a miniseries and I hate it.
I was
How are you doing with the Milk Wars?
I was extremely intrigued by the preview of Sideways.
Yes.
We didn't get the book. Our LCS did not get the book.
Yeah,
but I did not...
It wasn't that we got shorted. Like, they did not send us any.
I did not want to miss the boat. That's why I got issue 2. So I don't want to go out there and instead of spending $3 for a book that I want to read until going to a show or going to a different LCS and spending $7 for
no way the number 2 will ever go up to $7.
You don't know.
I'll probably be able to find it for $1 at a con.
But you don't know.
If I like it, no. If I like it,
appearance in the book, you don't know.
If I like it, I will continue to read. But like, I spend a lot of money on comics every week, and and I'm not even a speculator at this point anymore, except for that
Please.
What?
Nothing.
I went out and got the Rick and Morty Vindicators. That's it. Because first appearance of Pickle Rick, I know how all you fools that love Rick and Morty are going to pay premiums for that book.
What do you feel? Have you seen Rick and Morty at all?
Yeah.
It's funny, right?
What do you...
I thought it was entertaining. It isn't anything I've seen more than a few bits of.
See, I was actually one of the people that I was against watching the show.
I turned him on to the show. It was Rhode Island Comic Con.
Rhode Island Comic Con. There was an episode on, and I finally was like, fine, I'll watch this. And I laughed my ass off. And I was just like, then I went home and I binged the entire show. Like, I've seen every episode now. I've actually picked up the trade paperback of the comic 1 through 6. Because I'm not paying $200 for a cartoon comic. It's not my... all the power to all you people who do. Like, whatever, you do what you like. That's your money. I'm a very frugal person. I waited 4 years, I think it was, to get the one per store 3D cover so I could get it at $20 because I was not spending $200 on a book. I was like, $20? I'm like, okay, it's still a little much, but it completed my run of 3D covers. So...
I want to retract something. I was just talking about Ragman and how I did not like how they went from this version of Ragman to this version of Ragman. But what Damage, it's totally the opposite.
Damage is freaking...
Are you familiar with Damage?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
With the new version of Damage. I'm digging the new version.
Sometimes a facelift is good.
Yeah, I mean, I have the first appearance for issue number 1 of Damage from the 90s, and in retrospect, looking at that now, that book's pretty awful compared to what they're doing in today's Damage. Are you reading Damage, Jack?
No, I'm not.
Okay, because I was going to do my theory that I did a couple weeks ago. I laid this theory down on Jeremy about it. Could he be related to Our Man? Because the new Damage, he only has an hour as the hulked out, quote-unquote, Damage. So I was like, I'm going to talk to Jack about
I actually have to learn more about our more of the Justice Society. I don't really know those characters as great as, like, anything from the 70s up is, like, my realm. Except for the mid-90s when Superman turned into an electric bolt, and then I, like, kind of just left a sour taste in my mouth.
Yeah, that was...
You weren't alone.
Oh. Like, I see those toys every now and again, I'm just like, you ruined Superman for me. Like, I've now tried 3 times to start reading Superman again, and I'm sorry, the new 52 Superman sucked balls too. Like, I was not a fan when they turned him into a wrestler.
I really wanted to like some of those Supermans, like the Grant Morrison.
Yeah.
That one, I couldn't get into it. I mean, Superman's a tough sell for me.
Yeah, like...
Even today, well, you did that wonderful Superman for me.
Oh, thanks. You notice the trunks aren't red.
Yes,
Just
I
saying,
noticed
just
that.
saying.
I never had a problem with that. Am I happy they're coming back? Yes, but I never had a problem.
You know what's funny, though?
I dig the suit.
One of the covers for the new Action Comics 1000, I actually really want to get, though I hate hate's probably a strong word. I dislike the guy's art on, like, Silver Surfer and stuff. Mike Allred. His artwork on the Silver Surfer, like, Silver Surfer to me is, like, badass, should be, like, nice, and it's very cartoony, the way he draws. And, like, for whoever likes that, that's great. It's not my taste. Like, I tried to get onto Silver Surfer, and it was just like, I'm like, he's a bubbo. Like, no. But his cover for the Action Comics 1000 is like a 60s, I want to say a 60s kind of rehash cover. And it is awesome looking. I think that one, and there's 2 other covers for that book I'm going to get. And though I don't read Action Comics, this is not speculating. There's a couple of covers. It's a milestone in comic books. It's
1,000
it's
issues.
the first comic to ever hit 1,000. It's interesting. Even like with Amazing Spider-Man number 800, I'm gonna pick it up just because I don't know. Like it's.
Well, we've been conditioned to do that.
I think we have.
That's
like,
why you're doing it. I mean, I think it's why most people do it. It's like, oh, I gotta have number 750 because it'll be special. It's like, oh wait, 751. They're setting up.
I do have my 300, and I have the drug issues and all the Black Costume first appearance issues. I used to be an Amazing Spider-Man collector, but it became between Batman or Spider-Man, and I was just, because I was getting into like all the older stuff, so it's like,
it's expensive.
my wallet cannot afford both of you guys, and Batman won out.
Batman always wins.
Yeah, he really does. That's why you gotta watch out Peaky Blinders. I'm telling you, the lead character at the end, I believe he's Batman.
Wow.
Jack.
What a segue, huh?
Jack.
Hold on. I want to talk about my poll.
No, wait a minute. Birds of Prey, Gotham City Sirens, favorite female character?
Jeremy Courtney.
No, either one that you worked on or one that you haven't worked on with the 2 said books. Favorite female character?
Elvira.
I really like Black Canary.
The reason why I asked you that, because I was looking across the Geek Lair. Yes, and I looked at the Barbie Black Canary, and I'm like, I gotta ask that. Why? What draws you to Black Canary?
No, he draws.
I know. What draws you to that character? What about that character do you appeals to?
I mean, just the design is cool, and also the
fishnets.
The fishnets.
I mean, also just some of the backstories I used to enjoy with Green Arrow, where she was part of that in the Justice League. I mean, she's been a character who I think hasn't gotten enough of a nod. Although she was in Birds of Prey that I worked on, which was cool, and it was fun to finally get to work on her on that. Just a character I think hasn't gotten the recognition that she deserves. I think it's a fun character, and the dynamic between her and Green Arrow is mostly what I like. I even picked up those wedding specials. Remember when?
Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did them. Don't feel that. I did it for Scott and what's her name there for the X-Men. Why am I doing this? All the wedding specials, the Lois and Clark,
Then there was always the Hank Pym and Janet.
Yeah.
Was it Van Dyne? I'm forgetting her last name.
Ask him. I'm no
the
good
Wasp.
with names.
The Wasp. Yeah.
I don't remember, but I do want to say once again, last night when I was in the theater for Tomb Raider, the Ant-Man Wasp
for that one.
The Ant-Man Wasp movie poster, their one sheet is brilliant.
Really?
Did you see it?
No.
I love the first movie, but the trailer was awesome. You didn't like it?
No.
Get
we
out.
got we did a review. We did a review
tore
of the
that
movie
apart.
and we got death threats. Some guy
Wow.
Dude, I'm sorry.
was emailing us, freaking out about us.
I have to admit, I'm not
comic book fan, yeah.
I'm not a huge Ant-Man.
Comic book fans are crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Ant-Man knowledge. Like I know Hank Pym and stuff like that, and like he created Ultron and stuff like that, and which also Ultron, Age of Ultron, I was not a fan. Like Ultron was a weird character. I was like, this is not what Ultron. No, but there was just so many jokes in Ant-Man. It was joke after joke, and right when they were talking about the Wasp and her dying, I was having a moment, and in my back of my mind, I'm like, dude's going to make a joke right here, and it's going to ruin this.
Well,
and
you know
bam,
what?
It was there, and I was
me.
like, mother...
Excuse me, and not to bring anything up about my personal life, but my dad just passed away, and who made the jokes about it?
Oh, me.
Yes, exactly. So why did you have a problem with that one point in the movie?
Because that's my emotional moment.
Any time that if someone that we know suffered a tragedy or a death,
you can come to me for a joke.
You joke
can.
about. So
I'm sorry. It's how I deal with real death.
Yes, I know that.
It really is.
You were
like,
shaken up.
I've been like
you
at my grandmother's funeral. I've had so many people laughing, and other people just like, "What the heck is wrong with you?" And like, I can't help myself. It's my way of grieving. Like and dude. The joke, they just pop into my head, and sometimes I even feel bad. Like, I told Lou one that I was just like, look, I have to get this out. It's a horrible, horrible joke, but I have to do it because it's there. And he finally let me say it, and he giggled a little, and he was like, that is bad. I'm like, I know, but it was there. But, like, as soon as...
Well, can I get back to the one sheet?
Yeah, go ahead, okay.
The one sheet it just says Ant-Man and the Wasp, and it's a gigantic white one sheet.
And they got the little ringing.
And they got just 2 specks, and I walk by, and the first time I walk by one sheet, for those of you watching, is just a movie poster. And as I walk through the lobby, and I'm saying hi to everyone, out of the corner of my eye-
Norm!
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's like when we go to our theater. I look, and it's Ant-Man and the Wasp. Okay. And it didn't click on me. I walk by it again, and I'm like, that's brilliant. It's just this 2 little specks. You got to go over and actually look at it.
I have to say, the one part of the Ant-Man movie I did like is when they went into the microverse. I thought that was cool. I was like, all right, this could be cool. This could be entertaining. Also, are they going to use Yellow Jacket again? Is that what I'm seeing in the next movie?
So.
I don't think so. I don't think it's Yellow Jacket.
Okay, because, like, goddamn, who knows that character? I guess people who read Ant-Man. But
Let's take a break and we'll be right back.
to the Angrygeeks show. We're going to take a 5-second break right now to talk to that Wonder Woman, Jamie Dolan.
Hey guys, so not only do I have one cosplayer for you this week, but I bring you an entire family of 4. You might have seen them as Big Daddy and Little Sister from the BioShock video game series, Hellboy, the Hulkbuster, Domino, Winter Soldier, Groot, Wonder Woman, and Bane. Now this family really knows how to have an amazing time, and they make all these cosplays themselves. If you haven't figured it out yet, I am talking about Powers Family Cosplay, who are Michael and Carrie Powers with their 2 daughters. They really know how to have an amazing time, and if you've ever seen them at conventions, they are a great group of people. You can find them on Facebook at Powers Family Cosplay with a Z, or Instagram at SportsNut28. I definitely recommend giving their pages a look. They have a lot of progress photos, like in-build videos, really cool tips and tricks, and you can actually learn a lot from them too. So you want to go stop by their pages, give them a like, show them some support, and you can find me on all of the socials at thatwonderwoman.1. That is all I have for this week. I will see you guys next week with a different cosplayer. Bye.
Awesome, Powers family. It's always great to see you guys. You guys have some of the greatest.
Dude, I cannot wait for his Hulk, his World War Hulk costume.
Okay.
Wow, that was awesome. Awesome.
right,
Michael is the best. I love the girls. Carrie, beautiful as always. Great.
Do you watch their makeup thing on Instagram?
Yes, I do.
I do
always
too.
Say, not on Instagram, but I see it on Facebook, and I always say hi.
Yeah, wherever it is. I've popped in a few
have you
times.
ever met
I'm
the
like,
Powers
can't wait
family?
to do my makeup.
Oh, we'll have to introduce you. They're great people. We love Michael. Huge supporters at Angry Geek Show. whenever we are in the same area, Carrie always wears an Angry Geek Show t-shirt, which I agree. Jeremy, polls for the week.
Oh, polls for this week and next week. This is where the Angry Geeks ruin comics. So, this week I'm going to go through these kind of fast because we are in our last segment. Mr. Miracle 7, Ragman 6, Postal Lore, which is a one-shot that's continuing the story from Postal. I'm guessing they're going into a volume 2, not totally sure. It's about an autistic postal worker that lives in a town full of criminals. His mom was the governor of this town. He has now taken control of the town from his mother. She has gone into retirement. I know. I just want to get it all out there. It's done really well. It's a good story. It's not a superhero story. It is a drama with all sorts of secrets that come out on the daily. Darth Vader this week was awesome. It was, dude. He's now got his assassins with him. He's meeting Akbar for the first time, and like, there's some secret Jedi on the planet Mon Calamari that like they haven't introduced yet. That Vader's going to kill. Like, this is why he's going there. Very cool. Now, my second Star Wars book of this week, Thrawn #2. I'm bored out of my mind and I have no idea what's going on. I'm sitting there and I'm just like, everybody who read the book, I did not read the book by what's-his-face. Great with names. But everybody was like, it's so good, so good. So I was like, well, it's got to be a good comic to throw onto my list. I love filling in the story, but this isn't filling in any story really for me. It's like a whole side story that I really don't care about. Which, onto your thing about all these prequels and stuff, I can sort of see some of these stories that are coming in, maybe people don't care about, because they are doing another trilogy that has nothing to do with what's going on right now. Like, nothing to do with Luke, Leia, Han, any of those people. It's I believe it's supposed to be predating. I'm hoping it's Knights of the Old Republic. Who knows? And then next week, Batman 43, Damage #3. Really excited about that.
Wonder
Good
Woman.
book. Star Wars 45. Really excited about that book. Anything that fills in the story for me, for the actual Star Wars story that we all grew up with, is fantastic for me. Poe Dameron, #25, still fantastic. I'm loving it. And Weapon H, #1, comes out next week. I have the first appearance of the guy from Totally Awesome Hulk, issue 22. It's a crazy kind of... It's Wolverine and Hulk smashed together, and I think if they write it right, it could be good. We will see. I don't know.
On my poll this week, I had Action Comics 99, Hal Jordan, and the Green Lantern Corps #40, which is the only book that I was able to read this week. Once again, Zod's Will. Oh, man, I am digging it. The Green Lantern Corps going head-to-head with General Zod. The final page in this story arc was just amazing. Hal Jordan at his best, finally coming back. I can't wait for the story to actually end in issue 41. I got Justice League America #26. I gotta have my main man fixed, Lobo. One of the reasons why I picked up the book is because of Lobo.
Like,
I'm digging it, loving it. It's a great story. Anytime you see
it was
Lobo
just
there.
one of those books I had to knock off because I was spending too much. I was like,
well, just
not
because
a huge fan of
just
Justice
because
League.
Lobo's there, and of course you have the Atom, but it's not the original Atom. It's not Ray Palmer. It's his apprentice. You have Black Canary in it, who's actually Batman's second in command. If Batman's not around for the League, Black Canary is involved. She's the one leading the team. Then you have Vixen. Vixen is doing all of the PR for the team, and of course you got the main man, Lobo himself. Yes, he's the backbone of the team. He's the one that gets the dirty work done. If Batman needs it, he sends the main man in. Of course, you got Mr. Miracle. I cannot wait to read that book. We talked about it during the podcast.
Yeah,
Jeremy did. I gotta read that. Then we have Ragman.
I wish I could remember everybody's names from those books. I'm just like,
I cannot get into this book. It's not the Ragman
I'm so
that I
happy
remember.
it's last issue.
Sideways #2. I can't read it yet because I got to get #1 first, but I got it because we already talked about it. And of course, Wonder Woman issue 42.
How's that stuff going?
Wonder Woman, it's great. I love the character. I have since I was a kid.
I wish
Anything
I
with
could get
Wonder
into
Woman.
it because, like, her kind of world is something I'm actually interested in. Greek gods and all that stuff. Like,
And now,
it's
of
interesting
course,
stuff.
with Wonder Woman 2 coming out in 2020 or 2019, Christian Wiig is going to be the Cheetah, and Chris Pine is back as Steve Trevor, but no, don't worry, it's not going to be the Steve Trevor from the past. It's going to be just like the Linda Carter TV show. It's going to be his great-grandson, which is going to be awesome.
Creepy.
Oh, dude, it's going to be awesome. This week, picking up from the store, I'm going to be picking up Aquaman 34. Great storylines tying in with the Mirror.
Your Mirror cover is going crazy.
Oh, it's tying in with the Mirror miniseries that I talked about last week. Yeah. Batman 43, which I
should have grabbed that just for the speculation.
Yeah, I told you. Batman 43 gearing up for this July.
Water people, like I'm so against the water. Although somebody's like really recommending me to like go back and read Namor and like get all like he's like the anti-hero of the Marvel universe.
And of course we got, can I continue?
Yeah,
got
go
Damage
ahead.
number 3. Like I said, Damage is one of the best new books besides the Terrifics. Wonder Woman is going to be in issue number 3. Cannot wait. Damage already took out the Suicide Squad
in no time.
In no time. Batting him like
he's
flies.
got an hour to be Damaged, and that was like 5 minutes.
And it was like 5 minutes, and now you got 55 minutes now.
Math is hard.
To go on. Yeah, math is very hard. To take on Wonder Woman. I cannot wait for that. Of course, we got Dead Man 5, Neil Adams. Dude, you dropped the ball. It's good stuff.
I don't know. After Odyssey,
Spectre, Etrigan, Phantom Stranger, all with the Dead Man. I know you're not.
That rhyming just gets on my nerves.
And then, of course, you got Super Sons. In my opinion, one of the best.
I should have stayed on that.
Yeah, one of the best books
Damien,
out there
but
today.
I was kind of bored after like 5 or 6 issues.
Well, it's because John Kent actually gave Damien heart. He's not a little SOB that he was.
He was never a little SOB.
Oh, yes, he was. He was a whiny little SOB.
Batman and Son and
John Kent is teaching Damien what it's like to be a kid, what it is like to be a best friend.
That's good.
It's great stuff.
You know, it's weird that the stuff that we're reading now, like even with Batman, they're getting into the Catwoman and Batman relationship. It's not the beat 'em up kind of stuff that we normally enjoy. And you're talking about Super Sons where John Kent is teaching Damian Wayne to be a kid.
Well,
it's a weird.
You also have to look at it this way. With Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps with Zod's will, you have Zod's son in there, which is the same age as Damian, same age as John. You know, in that thing. So this is the next generation of the heroes that we grew up with.
And I feel like they're doing it right over in DC instead of just saying, "Hey, here's your Iron Woman."
So it's like you have
Hulk
the next generation of Batman, the next generation of Superman, where it should have been Dick Grayson, yes, but here it is, Damian. This is Bloodlines. This is the next generation of Bloodlines. So John.
I'd like to see Damian take on the Nightwing mantle after.
That would be awesome. But now you have John Kent, who's a hybrid. He's half human, half Kryptonian. Mm-hmm. But then you have Zod's kid, who's full Kryptonian. That's going to be awesome if those two face off. Jack, what are you picking up this week? Do you know?
I've lost track of what's coming out. I know Batman 43 is the one that I'm really looking forward to. I think, is there a Black Science coming out this week?
Yes.
So those are the two that are top on my list.
I should have stayed on that too. It's probably 1 through 6. I did the first arc, but like, I have such the like whim when I buy stuff. I'm just like, well, this looks cool, and I get into it, and I'm like, I have 50,000 comics each week. What am I gonna do? And my wife's just like, how much you spend this week? Luckily, since I'm working at the shop now, I kind of oh, don't worry, Mason. We'll just take that off of what you owe me. So it's been less of looking, hey, I'm spending $60 this week. No, what do you mean? I didn't spend nothing.
And with that, I want to thank Jack Purcell for being on the Angrygeeks show here on Public Access TV and on YouTube, and for being on the podcast this week. Jack, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
It's always a pleasure. I don't feel like you got enough in this week, as Jeremy and I were just going crazy.
No, I got to vent about Superman's red trunks.
Oh my God. With that, I'm out of here. I'm Lewis Perry for Jeremy. See you next week.
This has been an Earplug Podcast presentation, found on earplugpodcast.com, iTunes, SoundCloud, and wherever your favorite podcasts are found.